What's up, guys? The E.L.T. Nation here, and today's video is a pretty interesting one because it involves a hometown radio station in my area that I really enjoy, and that station is none other than 95.3 The Beat. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, and let's just start this. So, 95.3 The Beat, or W237BZ, is a radio station that is located in Clayton, North Carolina, and it covers the Raleigh-Durham Triangle area. It is owned and operated by iHeart Media, airing a classic hip-hop format, mainly from the 90s to 2010s. Now, iHeart Media actually has 4 additional stations. B93.9, which is a country music station. You also have 100.7 WRDU, which is an alternative rock station. You also have Talk 106.1, WTKK, and G105.1. But anyways, 95.3 The Beat signed on the air in November of 2012. It started off as an alternative rock format under the name of 95X, and it was originally on 95.3 W237BZ in Clayton. But then later in 2015, that signal was picked up by 95.1 W236CA in Durham, and it was also on G105's HD2 channel of WDCG HD2 105.1, and those 3 stations were playing alternative rock format for 9 years. 9 years in. But then later in November of 2021, 95X was taken off the air, and then a whole Christmas station started forming under Christmas 95.3. And on December 21st of 2021, that station started airing sweepers, like introductions to their new format of classic hip-hop under the name 95.3 The Beat. And then it officially flipped to classic hip-hop on December 26, 2021, and remains its current format to this day. Now, my overall thoughts on the station is that it's actually not a bad station at all, and it actually reminds me of my early childhood. It actually included a playlist of songs that I really enjoyed back from that era of 2000, and one of them was Hot in Here by Nelly, and then there was also another one of Party Up in Here by DMX. You also have Nice and Slow by Usher, as well as some songs sung by Chris Brown as well. And I remember it was a pretty cool station. It was really popping. But anyways, not only is the station awesome to listen to, but I've also noticed that when I tested this on our radio system at home, and also when we were traveling, actually, because I remember one time when I shared this station, when I found this out in late 2024, but didn't really start testing this out until 2025. So when we were like riding in the car, I think we were riding to another portion of town. We were actually going to the malls and go shopping. Now it would work from now the station 95.1 in specific W236CA would actually work across my street and across other areas of the town. I think we were on the northern side of town towards Virginia, but then when we went south to go to their local mall down there, and it's actually near Chapel Hill, that station doesn't have the strongest of signal at all. And what I mean by that is like it'll work for maybe like 10 minutes, and then as we get to this other portion of town, the station just completely fades. And I also noticed that there's actually another station that's also broadcasting on that same frequency, 95.1, and that is actually in Mebane, North Carolina, which is in close proximity to the direction we were headed at the time. And sometimes you could hear that station when the beat starts fading out, and it would start playing their country music format. I think it was the name of the station was Maverick 95.1 and 94.3, which still exists, but they would but country music was playing on top of the beat, and that, honestly, that's co-channel interference because you have one station that is coming in on top of another, basically interfering with their signal and making the primary station unlistenable at times. And because the signal is so short in range, like not a lot of people actually from my hometown actually listen to that station very much. I think most of the viewers who actually listen to that station actually view it from their website of iHeart Radio. They usually view the station there, and that doesn't really concern me because I still enjoy the station to this day. It's actually a really good station. But one other thing that I want to point out is that it's kind of weird that they have 95.3 to beat. They have it on both 95.3 and 95.1. I find it kind of weird that they have it right next to each other. And honestly, if I had to make a suggestion here, which I'm probably not gonna, but if I had to, I would suggest either getting rid of that additional translator of 95.1. They could technically keep it on 95.3, but getting rid of that 95.1, or at least moving that to some other frequency, would probably reduce some of the chatter on that station. Because the fact that they have 95.3 the beat on 95.1, and especially when it's not even as strong a signal, you also have this country music station that's coming on top of it, basically interfering with it. And this is not the only station that's like that, because I remember back in 2013 when there was actually an adult R&B station at on 96.9. Even though the signal wasn't that strong, you could still hear the station. But you also have another station coming from Virginia that's also on top of each other. I don't know if that it was that specific station specifically, or if it was something else. I have no idea. But that is my overall thoughts on this station. And overall, I give this station as a whole a rating of 3 out of 5. But anyways, that is all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.